Hi there, I'm Ben and welcome to part 1 of my full platinum walkthrough for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. This guide has been a long time coming and requested more than any other, so here we are, finally. If you haven't seen one of my guides before, they are full platinum guides, as in I will be showing absolutely everything you need to do for the platinum or 100% of the achievements. I will be here for the entire guide as we play along in real time as well, so you're going to have to get used to my voice. I'll be giving you tips as we go and making sure that you don't miss anything. The parts I cut out of my videos are cutscenes and extended dialogue sections. Also, I won't show any deaths. You don't have to watch me run back to where I was. I will, however, let you know if I died and why. Everything else will be left in. My guides are researched and practiced beforehand, so there will be no aimless wandering around while I figure things out. I know I just said I cut cutscenes out, but I'm just going to let this opening cutscene play while I explain everything that goes into getting the platinum. As you start up the game for the first time, you can change any of the options as you like. X-axis, Y-axis, I mean, who changes the X-axis, to be honest? It's quite odd. Blood and all that. There's no difficulty, so you're stuck with it. It's a From Software game, so there's not much to change, but obviously go through and do it how you want to, and then yeah, we'll be getting onto the cutscene. So first of all, we need to do almost 2 playthroughs for the platinum, along with a bit of farming at the end. Like I said, I will be here for the entire journey, letting you know what to do, including New Game Plus as well. When it comes to missable trophies, don't worry, there are only 3 and they are tied to ending choices. This is one of the reasons we need to do 2 playthroughs. At the midpoint of the game you need to make a choice, so once you do that you can either go on towards the true ending of the game, of which there are 3 separate endings, or the game will end at the midpoint after 2 boss fights. We're going to be doing the 3 true endings in playthrough 1. This means we're going to be doing a bit of save scumming, so you'll need either PlayStation Plus, a USB stick, or a way of backing your save up if you're on Xbox or PC. When it comes to doing our first backup save, I will show the PlayStation side of it, so you will know what to do there. Then in playthrough 2, we'll be doing the half game ending, which will also require some save scumming, because we will actually need to carry on after that to get some upgrade resources for a particular trophy. The reason we can't just do the mid-game ending on playthrough 1 is because there is a trophy for fighting all of the bosses on one save file, and the mid-game ending has 2 unique ones. Don't worry if this doesn't make sense now. It will, and I'll give you plenty of notice when these important moments are coming up. With regards to setup, there isn't any more needed at this point. I'll explain everything else in real time as we go through the game. So let's get this started. After some pretty lengthy cutscenes and all the setup, you will eventually wake up in a pit like this. As always, in the top right hand corner this time around, there will be the next item you can expect to find, or the next trophy, the next important thing basically. And yeah, this is how we're going to start. This is our character. He does talk, which is strange for a From Software game. That is another thing as well. This is not a Souls game. Yes, it's From Software. Yes, it is kind of handles like one, but it's not one. It's very different. You'll find out as we go. So at the start, pick up the letter there. It's just kind of a thing that we kind of need. We don't really need it, but it's there. And yeah, we're just going to go into the Ashina reservoir. This opening section, this first video, is just going to be setting up. It's a tutorial section. It's just kind of more setting things up mainly. We don't have a weapon at this point, so you're going to have to be sneaking. It's all a tutorial basically. So it's going to be showing these little things as we go. Stealth. Obviously you can read them. I'm going to be explaining things as we go. So L3 to crouch into the high grass. They cannot see you when you're in this at all. You can get really, really close to them, and yeah, you can use it to get stealth kills. Stealth is just as important in this game as deflecting and fighting itself, so that is quite good because it means you can stealth kill part of a boss's health bar, if that makes sense. So there are going to be these eavesdrop, is that the right how you'd say it? Eavesdropping, yeah. Section. You can just listen to them. Just press down on the D-pad and move on. I'll point them out. You can listen to them yourself. There's another one coming up here. Just stick into the high grass and stay crouched this whole time. Like I said, you don't have a weapon at this point. I'm going to be getting it shortly. You can see the trophy there at the top. Yeah, we will be getting a trophy. 2 trophies in this video, by the way. And then we're going to drop down. So we do have jump. Up until Elden Ring, that was extremely rare in From Software. A proper jump button. So press square to drop down. Obviously don't press circle again because you'll drop to your death. and then square to climb up. Dying in this game is kind of like a Souls game. You don't have to go and pick up your souls. You just lose half of what you have, your sen, your money, and that's about it really. It's going to be very different as we go through. So yeah, climb up here, and there's going to be another cutscene. I'll be introduced to our Lord. I'm going to skip this here, and you're going to be given the sword, the Kusabimaru. Oh, this is going to be fun, me trying to pronounce all these names. I'll try my best, but yeah, if I get them wrong, you're just going to have to bear with me. So you'll get the first trophy there. That's just for getting your sword back, basically. And then once you've done that, speak to him again. And I'm going to call this, it should finish in a moment. You're going to get something called the Healing Gourd. If you have played Souls games, this is basically your Estus Flask. You use it, and it needs refilling at shrines, which are bonfires, essentially. So there is that aspect, as in Souls aspect. But yeah, it's going to be very different as we go through this. It's going to feel a lot different if you've not played this before. So quick items, I'll bring that up in a minute and show you how to do quick items. I'm just going to grab something from upstairs first. And items are very well lit in this game. So this is pellets. It's a bit like the, I forget what they're called from Demon Souls, where you take them and you heal slowly over time. So this is your item slots here. You have 5. Quick select. So put the pellets in the healing. Homeward Idol just lets you go back to the last idol that you rested at. We haven't rested at any yet, so it's pointless at this point. And it's free in this game. There's no penalty for doing it, which is good. So use your Healing Gourd, and then we are going to move on outside. So I'm going to try and stealth kill this guy to start with. It doesn't go very well. I was expecting him to walk back. He'll be either on the left or right, but we're going to go for a fight because he does see me just as I get up towards him. So when you are stealthing, when you're crouching, you will see a red dot on them if you're able to do the stealth. I think it appears for a quick second, and I'm just too... No, it doesn't. He does see me, and that's the first guy down. So with this game, parrying is huge. I'm really bad at parrying, and if I can do this, you can do this, trust me. So parrying is a massive thing, and I'm going to have to explain these bars, how they work. Health is obviously very important, but not when it comes to enemies per se. It's more about deflection. Here we go. So you can block and you can deflect. They're actually two different things you do using L1. That was a deflect. So just as the hit is about to hit me, if you press L1, you can you'll deflect it and potentially open up the enemy to a R1 riposte kind of attack and instantly kill them. As what I was doing there was showing you, if you tap L1 quickly, you'll block and unblock very quickly, and it is possible to do this and catch deflects without really timing it, if that makes sense. You'll get used to it as you go through it. It's a little trick. You'll see me doing it occasionally. It's supposed to be bad gameplay and all that. But don't worry, if you have to do it. Whatever you need to do to get through this game, basically. So that was a stealth kill. You don't need to kill that guy. It was just a demonstration, really. But you can come up here, and there's going to be 2 guys by this gate. To do a death from above, basically, you need to lock onto the enemy first, then jump and do R1 once the red dot appears on them. If you don't lock on, you won't get the red dot. Sometimes it's a bit of a pain, so do make sure you lock on. Now, there, you can just see I'm parrying. You might not be able to do this as easily as I just made it look. Fairly easy there. You will get used to it. Don't worry about dodging. Dodging is not a thing this game. Don't really worry about it at all. You might do occasional bit of running with certain bosses and things, but just stand your ground. That is the main important thing. If you're blocking or deflecting, enemies can't hurt you. So that was a block there. And that was a deflection. Now the main thing is their bar at the top. You can see the orange bar. This guy has 2 health bars, by the way. Their bar at the top is what you're working on, as opposed to the health, which is in the top left. So you can see that was a block, and then deflects in a moment. You'll see his bar go shooting up there like that. You're trying to work that orange bar up, so by doing blocks and deflecting and hitting them. Hitting them is something you can do as well. and it will work on that bar. But you also have one of these bars. So if you get hit while you're blocking, it's going to hurt your bar, and then you will, once that bar builds up, then you will leave yourself open to an attack. But what you can do is hold L1 block, basically, and your bar will reduce quite quickly. Again, it will make sense as we go through more fights later on. But get used to playing around with it. There's going to be a guy at the end of this video where you can train on. So don't worry if you're struggling. I say I'm making it look easy, like that makes me sound like I'm good at this, but honestly, I'm not good at deflecting and parrying in games. If you've seen my Souls videos, then you know this. There is an item off to the right hand side. It's just pellets, but there is an enemy up there. So an easier, safer way to get down to this door where we need to go is to go the route that I'm taking now. So we do miss that item, but it's just pellets, and there's an enemy up there that you can avoid, which is a good thing. So once you get down here, go through the door. You can use your reed whistle, and Lord will be back. You can talk to him here at this point. I'll be skipping conversations, but do make sure you're doing them. Some of them are very important. I will obviously let you know about those, just going through the whole conversation. And then we're on to another boss here, Genichiro Ashina. Close enough. The first boss we just did was a mini boss. There's going to be enemies like him shortly. But yeah, you're not supposed. This is the obligatory. You're not supposed to win this fight from Souls games. Basically, you're not supposed to win. You can. I do have a little bit of a go at it here, but don't worry if you die straight away. He's going to have a new type of attack that you can't block, and all you can do is either jump over it or use the Mikiri counter, which we don't have. That one you do have to jump. So there is a little bit of a dodge there. That was a badly timed one by me. There is a little bit of a dodge. Dodging does come into it now and again, but it's more of a side step rather than a dodge. That was a terrible jump. I timed that really badly. But basically, it doesn't matter. I wasn't trying. Let's just say I wasn't trying. Your arm will get cut off, and then you will wake up, and you will be in the sculptor's house. Now, we're in the safe zone, and you will get another trophy, the Shinobi Prosthetic. And yeah, that's your new arm. So there aren't weapons, different weapons in this game. You use the same sword all the way through. But you have the Shinobi Prosthetic, which you can change and add different things to. Things like firecrackers and stuff like that. And shurikens that will... They are basically your customizable weapons, if you will. But we are using the same sword all the time. So speak to him, exhaust all of his dialogue. Always do that when we go to new people. Go around the back, you can get a light coin purse. This is basically hard money that won't be lost if you die. You can just use it when you need to out of your inventory. Keep it for now. We'll accumulate that and just use it when we need to. You can see these pink things on the floor. These are remnants. These are because I'm currently online. I'm going to now turn it off because I really don't like it. This is our inventory screen. So I'm going to go down to options, network settings, and just turn off the launch setting to offline. So you'll never see those pink things on my thing anymore next time I jump in, so in the next video onwards. Some more pellets here. I know this is going pretty quickly, but I will be explaining things over and over again as we go, just to make sure you know what's going on. So this is a sculptor idol. Think of it as a bonfire, a safe place, a place where you can rest. Here you can check your vitality and attack power. You don't upgrade these very often at all. Your money, and then your... in the bottom left, they have completely forgotten what they're called. They're basically currency for using your prosthetic abilities. You'll be getting those shortly. We don't have any yet, but you'll just get them from killing enemies. There's not much to see there, but rest there for now. And then Emma will turn up, and then you're going to want to exhaust your dialogue with Emma. She's the person that will upgrade our healing gourd, so present it for now, and she just goes into background. And then once you've done that, just keep talking to her until she keeps repeating herself, and then you know you're done in good old From Software fashion. And then the final thing we're going to do in this video is go and see our training doll, as it were, training person. Once you speak to him, this guy here, I've completely forgotten his name. That's going to happen as well, because they're all... I forget names anyway, never mind Japanese names. But he's going to attack you. He's a fairly standard enemy. So just parry and then finish him off, and that's it. It's a very simple fight, and then he's going to wake up again or come back to life, and then he's going to explain that you can train with him. So if you are struggling with parries and things like that and timing, then do have a play around here. Get used to how the systems work with regards to blocking and taking your own damage and things like that. So make sure you do accept here, and this is where he will become a training partner for you. So yes, you will get used to it. You might have struggled at that opening bit where I made it look fairly easy. Yes, Hanbei, that's his name, the Undying. I made it look a bit simpler, and you may struggle a bit. Do not worry, you're going to pick this up. It's all about timing and things like that. It's a timing kind of game. You'll get used to it, and if you really are struggling, don't forget you can spam that L1 and get the potential parries and things like that off that. But we'll explain more about that once we get going proper. I'm going to leave this video here. I was about to rest and just leave it like that, but I'm actually going to show you what you need to do. It's a From Software game, so you need to go 2 options, quit game, and it's going to save your game that way. Don't just quit out. Right, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.